Hi, this is Jennifer Lawrence from the America First Project. We are sitting here today with the Executive Director of Gun Owners of America, Erich Pratt, and he's going to be talking to us about the Hearing Protection Act that's currently in Congress and the Senate. It has over 100 co-sponsors in Congress, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it. So what is the Hearing Protection Act?
Well, it is an important bill to, quite frankly, protect people's hearing. You go to the range, or in the case where you're using a gun in self-defense, it can cause permanent damage to your ear if you don't have hearing protectors on. Of course, in a self-defense case, that's rarely going to be the case. So what a suppressor does is quite simply reduces the decibel level from the ear-splitting range to where damage can occur down to an area. It's still loud, but it's around the level of a car horn or something like that. This is really important legislation. We want to encourage our folks to get out there and encourage your representatives to co-sponsor this legislation. Like you mentioned, there's over 100 in the House. There's only 7 in the Senate. This is Senator Crapo's bill from Idaho. He has 7 co-sponsors, but we need, there's no reason why we shouldn't have more senators on this bill, so we need to really ramp up the pressure on this.
Yeah, and that's one thing you can do in the comment section below, and also there's going to be a link. It'll take you to a petition that will be sent to your 2 senators and your congressman from your district to put pressure on them to have the Hearing Protection Act pass through. So do you think that it's going to pass through Congress and get onto President Trump's desk anytime soon, or do you think it might take a little while?
Well, we certainly hope that it gets there quickly. I mean, we're certainly hearing rumors that it may take a while, and that just tells us that we need to put more pressure on it. And put more pressure on the politicians in Washington. And, this is the kind of thing that Gun Owners of America specializes in. We've done this before where, I think of the effort to repeal the national parks gun ban. And we were told that it couldn't be done, and we didn't have the right president because this was done under Obama, and yet we worked with the senator to get it introduced to a totally different, irrelevant bill, which the president really wanted to sign. And so by amending that bill, he went ahead and signed it into law, and we got the repeal of the National Parks gun ban. So it's just a matter of working through the parliamentary system, putting pressure on the representatives and senators, getting more and more co-sponsors. The more and more co-sponsors we get is a really important thing. That sends a message to the leadership that, hey, this is something that has a lot of support behind it.
Absolutely. So that's where you guys come in. You need to go down and fill out that petition, because that will be sent directly to their office, and it'll show that there are people out there who really want this bill. So, the suppressor versus the silencer, where do you think, which terminology should we be using, or which one is the right terminology?
I think we should refer to them as suppressors because really it's a Hollywood invention to say that it silences the sound or reduces it to a mere whisper. It's just simply not the case. And you'll still hear, if you're indoors, you'll still hear it in the next room. It's still going to be loud, but it truly suppresses the decibel level, so it's no longer causing ear damage. And so I think that's an important distinction to make.
So you're telling me it's not like the Hollywood films where James Bond walks up and he puts the gun to the guy's neck in the crowded room, and it's just...
And nobody ever hears it.
And no one hears it?
Total
that
fiction,
doesn't happen?
right.
Fake news again. So I know we have John Valleco, Director of Operations for Gun Owners of America, down at the range, Sharpshooters in Springfield, Virginia, where he's going to show us how a suppressor affects the sound of a gun. So let's shoot it down to John, and he'll show us how this all works.
Hi, this is John Valleco with Gun Owners of America. We're here at Sharpshooters Gun Range in Springfield, Virginia. We want to thank them for opening up early for us for this little demonstration. We want to talk this morning about silencers, or more correctly called firearm suppressors. And we're talking this morning about the Hearing Protection Act and why that's an important law to pass to get silencers or suppressors off of the National Firearms Act legislation. So to do that today, we have a 9mm Springfield XD with 115 grain ammunition, and we're going to fire a few rounds with an unsuppressed firearm, and then the same type firearm with a suppressor attached. So to do that, we're going to get our ears on. And safety is first when you're at the range. And with me is Chuck Hinders. He's a legislative assistant with Gun Owners of America. He's also a former Marine. So thanks, Chuck, for helping out with this demonstration. So let's get right to the Springfield XD unsuppressed 9mm. Okay, so that gun was maybe 100, between 140 and 165 decibels. Now, when Hollywood shows silencers, you would think that a silenced firearm makes no more noise than a blow dart gun. But we're going to show that while it does make a gun a lot less noisy, and at 140, 160 decibels, you're in that range where you do permanent ear damage. So if we didn't have ear protection on while Chuck was shooting, our ears could have been permanently damaged. With a suppressed firearm, you're going to hear the difference. We're going to get down to 125, 130 decibels. So I'm going to wear my hearing protection anyway because I care about my ears, and Chuck is going to fire the same type firearm, exact same ammunition with a suppressed firearm. So as you can see from that demonstration, while a silenced firearm is a lot quieter than an unsuppressed firearm, it's still not quite what Hollywood would have us believe. This is something that's common sense, makes guns easier to shoot for some people, it lowers that noise to protect our hearing, and it's just a common sense measure. And we hope that Congress passes the Hearing Protection Act offered by Congressman Jeff Duncan in the House and Senator Crapo in the United States Senate. You can look at the comments section. There's a petition that we're asking folks to sign. Let's get this legislation moving and get it on President Trump's desk and get it into law. So from sharpshooters in Springfield, Virginia, John Valleco, Gun Owners of America.
Well, thank you, John, for showing us that Hollywood was once again wrong about what suppressors actually do. So what you need to do is we really need to get this Hearing Protection Act passed through Congress and onto President Trump's desk. So if you could please go fill out the petition below, it'll automatically send it directly to your congressmen and your senators to let them know that you're serious and you need this Hearing Protection Act passed now. Thank you to Gun Owners of America. You can also sign up for Gun Owners of America. They're an awesome organization that does awesome work in Congress and all over the country for gun owners and protecting the Second Amendment. So let's keep the Second Amendment on offense and let's keep going after these people. Thanks.
Thank you.